obviously, because of the weather, we're running a little bit behind today, so I apologize for that. I'm going to give the first question to Hello Country.
Hi.
Hello. See ya.
So in January, you launched your sort of official fan club party, the Fan Party. Does that make today any more special for you, or how's today going to go with your fans?
Well, we're even always excited. We have the Fans Perry t-shirts that everybody, that signs up for the fan club gets. So every time in our meet and greets all over the country, when somebody walks in with that great t-shirt, it just feels like a family reunion. So I think one thing that we're excited about today is to see all the Fans Perry collected in one room here in our favorite music city, Nashville.
They're all adopted Perrys.
Yeah, they are.
Brian Mansfield.
Tell me what else you've got planned for your fancy party.
How are you? Well, there's a lot of surprises. One thing that we did, we put out a little questionnaire. One of the questions was, what would you like to see the band Perry do? And we got some crazy requests.
Yes.
I know there were some cartwheels in there.
Some yodeling
I will not be doing
impressions.
cartwheels in this dress. Let's see, some yodeling. Neil is going to pull out one of his favorite impressions.
We may or may not embarrass somebody from stage.
Do the impression, because we're not downstairs, so.
Should I give it away?
Yeah, the fans don't know. Okay, so this is a request from a fan
Top
for Neil
secret.
to do our favorite impression of his.
Country girl, shake it for me, girl, shake it for me, girl, shake it
Yes,
for me.
yes.
I'm Luke Bryan.
So that's his big impression.
We're taking the
It's the best smile in the
country
business.
music.
Okay, Hunter Kelly.
Hey y'all,
Hey,
Hey, Hunter.
Alabama boy.
Outnumbered Hunger, you guys are doing a concert, you're going to the fan pretty soon. Tell me about that program.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, we had the opportunity to work with Outnumber Hunger, and one of the contests that they were giving away was for someone to, tell their story of how they've impacted their area, and then the band Perry shows up in their hometown, kind of like we did in ours, and puts a spotlight on them and what they've done for their community.
And it kind of holds hands with our Pioneer project as well, because one of the big spirits behind this album is, there's still in the world around us, in our own lives, there's so many great things left to be done. And so it really ties into that Pioneer spirit as well, and Outnumber Hunger.
Jesse.
What is it like having your own cupcake at Gigi's?
Kimberly's loving it.
I am a confection enthusiast, and so when Gigi came to us with the idea, we actually have a song on the record called "I'm a Keeper," and so we were talking about different flavors, and in the song we talk about me wanting to change my name to Cherry, which is a true statement. I've always loved that name. I wish I had fiery red hair.
Yes.
So we decided to work cherry into the flavor in the Gigi's cupcake, and came up with Very Perry chocolate covered cherry.
Yeah. So that Very Perry chocolate cherry.
Chocolate cherry, yes. Because chocolate covered cherries are also our favorite candy. And so we actually got to taste test
We
the
did.
cupcakes.
Many of them, actually.
Yes, and Reed, actually, you kind of concocted the recipe between the two.
Well, one of the two options had real cherries in it. The other had like a cherry icing. So I had the bright idea of combining the two. And so that's how you get the...
Very, very chocolate cherry
But I
cupcake.
think one reason why Kimberly was so excited, because she said if she didn't do music, she would, by day, be a baker of like cakes and stuff, and by night be a private investigator.
Which has no-
I'm
So
a
she
Facebook
kind of,
stalker. I
she's
can find
living
out
through
everything.
Gigi her
Yes.
other life goals.
Thank you.
Congratulations, first congratulations on the Teachers Award. You guys have
Thank you, thank you.
How does it feel country music become so mainstream, especially on the stage and having such a huge following?
A lot of folks have asked us recently, what about all this country music on pop radio and in pop culture? I think it's a really exciting time to be part of our format, because anything and everything goes. It's a genre that houses folk country, traditional country, pop country, one of our favorite brands of country music, rock and roll country, and we've really gotten to work those roots in. So country music, the family, it's got a huge umbrella. There are a lot of sounds that fall underneath it, and I do feel like it's really invading pop culture right now. You see more and more kids being attracted to it. I think, maybe it's the stories of country songs, but it's definitely the spirit that I think that folks are really attracted to right now.
Sheila.
Hi guys, my
Hey,
name
how are
is
you?
Nice to meet you. Back in Vegas, when I had the chance to speak to you, you all say that we're single. So now you have a song called Better Day 2, where does the idea and the sentiment came from to write a song about getting married?
Well, Benedict 2 is certainly about lifelong commitment. And my favorite thing about this song, it's a backwards written lyric. Our mother actually gave our father a Valentine's Day card this year that had 2 skeletons on it with these giant red hearts. And the caption said, "Till death do us part" is for quitters. And that truly is the spirit behind Benedict 2. I think part of our job is we have felt deep down the emotions and the sentiments of all these songs. Of course, at some point in our lives, the 3 of us want that commitment. But we also see ourselves as chief storytellers. And I certainly am telling the story of a psychopathic, obsessed wife in that song. And it's been a real fun one. I don't mean to scare anybody. We've gotten so many comments on Twitter like, "Kimberly, should we be scared of you?" The answer is no, but I love to tell a good story.
But on the other side of that, we've had actually several mothers who said, "I'm getting my daughter to play this song at her wedding because it's the story of her life." And we're like, okay.
Not the reception, the
That's a little
ceremony.
different, but cool.
Still single though?
Oh,
Yes.
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 Leslie.
So you wrote a song for your mom on the album. Can you talk more about that song?
Yeah, well, the 3 of us wrote Mother Like Mine, which is off the album, and it's about what the world would look like if it were raised by our mother the way that she raised us. And what I love about the song is it does cover these very wide and broad, examples. All the wars would be over because she'd make us all be friends. But we break it down to talking about her and her garden, and she really sleeps in a white nightgown. So, that probably was the most nerve-wracking song to play for somebody because it really was the first true song we had written to a specific person. But fortunately, we did get tears out of Mom and continue to.
Yeah, it was very intensely personal, and yeah, she did cry, but she cries all the time.
Yeah.
Happy tears. But I think ultimately too, the spirit behind Mother Like Mine is one of unconditional love, because not everyone has the opportunity to be raised by a mother. I mean, even at our shows, we've seen so many foster families and such. There's different ways to shape family, but it truly is about unconditional love and what that sort of spirit can bring and really, heal the world in some respects.
We're doing a show called The Road to Nashville. What's it been like for your road to Nashville?
Our road to Nashville has been
long.
very long.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that we've only had songs on the radio for a couple years now, but we celebrated 15 years traveling as a family this October. And so Reed and Neil were still in Superman pajamas when we got started.
Again, this was 15 years ago.
They've moved to Avengers pajamas these days, but that's not true.
No, it's not.
I don't think it's true, is it?
No.
But it's been amazing. We've played every single kind of venue you can imagine, where there were more people on stage and out in the crowd when it's been storming. And I think all those things have made us into the artists we are today. And I think nothing can surprise us at this point.
Well, I remember one show in particular in the early days. It was this father-son camp.
Yeah.
And
One father, one son.
Yeah, one father and one son showed up, and so, like Neil said, there were more people on stage than out in the crowd. And those days we had 30 songs on a set list. We had no idea what we were doing, and I remember the little boy begging his dad to leave about halfway, in the middle of the set. And so I do think that all those moments have really made the road so rich and so wonderful. We haven't had any shortcuts, but it certainly makes this side of the road, that much more precious, and we still have such a long way to go.
Who is someone that you're admiring right now in country music that kind of reminds you a lot of your journey stories right now?
Oh, wow.
question.
Everybody's story is so different. I'm trying to think.
I love the fact that you have artists like, Brad Paisley, Tim McGraw that still remain relevant even in, today's marketplace and with the current way music is. But then you have a lot of new artists, stretching the boundaries of country music as well.
Well, and Eric Church, we're big fans of his and have been for a long time. And what I love about Eric is, his persistence as an artist, his, true to selfness with his art. And it's just so cool to see all of us, catch up to what he's always known about his artistry and what the fans have always known about it. It's really exciting to see him explode this year.
Juliet? There's 2 Juliet. Sorry, this Juliet.
San Diego.
As a female, I'm just wondering how you come up with heels all day long, bro. It's not even 9 o'clock in the morning.
my feet are very unhappy with me most days, and but I'm a whopping 5'2", so the world looks better at a little bit more height. So I think the most dangerous heel experience I had was on the ACM Awards when we did Done, and we popped up out of the toasters. That took me a long time to practice, but I was pretty proud of these ankles and those shoes.
Yes, Kimberly looks up to Reed and me.
I do, literally.
Okay.
It was a good joke.
Thank you.
Lauren.
Y'all have been on the road with Wrestle Flats for a minute now, so talk about maybe the possibility of like your own tour, what kind of movies y'all would want on the road with y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we're even now planning, the staging for our tour because downbeat of 2014, we're planning heading out on a tour of our own, starting up in Canada, and so now we're already starting to sketch out what the stage is going to look like, talk about the set list a little, and what sort of things we want to add to it.
Well, and we're settling on the acts that are going to come out and be a part of that road tour. We can't make any announcements yet, but soon, just right around the corner. It's exciting, though. I mean, live performance is our first love. It's what we were doing before we were doing interviews and writing songs, and so it's where we feel the most at home, and it's our recess, it's our playground, the stage, so we can't wait to build our own playground, if you will.
Are y'all excited about being bosses?
Bosses, we're bossy all the time.
Bossy.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how much we get bossed around. I feel like we're great at follow the leader ourselves. We have a great road crew. I mean, we hear all over the place that, you guys have such a wonderful team, and we're really proud of that because you guys see our three faces, but there's like an army that makes this happen every day, and it's just really great to be out with people that you love, and again, they're all adopted parents at this point.
Hi guys, I gotta ask, you guys signed over 20,000 of your albums, so who gave up first?
I always give up first.
I was like, Kimberly got done first before us. I think Neil was next and I was dead last. But I remember whenever we decided or were contemplating whether or not we were going to do this, we actually got about 50 sheets of paper and signed them to see how long it would take. And it worked up to about a week, 2 weeks?
Yes,
Something
and
like that.
it wasn't necessarily the physical strength that waned first, it was, the brain. So at some point I was like, hey y'all, my name is Kimberly, because I couldn't remember how to spell my name anymore by the end of them. It was fun to do that.
In the past, you've always had some fun covers other than the little run that you're talking about. Like Fat Bottom Girl,
Yes.
the fun song.
Yes. Well, Fat Bottom Girls is a staple these days, but we're always working on mashups. We're like the kings of the mashup.
Yeah.
Trying to think something.
We're
that we
doing,
put on.
we sing in our set right now, Dolly Parton's I Will Always Love You, so we pull that in.
Yeah.
We tie it with All Your Life. It's
Yeah.
always a cool moment.
You guys get to experience CMA Festival, obviously the whole year, but especially CMA Festival as a family, and a lot of these people come in town with their families for CMA Fest. So what advice do you give to these people while they're here? What should they do? Who should they see? What should they go to, kind of thing?
I think there should be a CMA Fest survival kit with a rule book on how to survive. Bottle of water, of
Obviously,
course.
bring an umbrella.
A beach towel, umbrella. But this is one of the most fun weeks of the year because literally people from all over the world come and celebrate their love of country music, and you get to feel that energy here. It's an exciting week.
Well, we've had the opportunity to play at many multi-genre award shows, and whenever you tell people in pop world or rock world, they're always shocked and intrigued by the idea of all country music fans coming to one place, and all of them talking about how they would love for something like that to take place in their world as well. So it feels really special and is truly unique to country music.
Last question. Dirk.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey.
Kimberly, I always wanted to ask you one thing about Done, so in the end, you've grown hilarious. How many takes and who did you think?
It was a very inspired grunt at the end of Done. But I do think it's actually because I busted the line before it that I was singing. And so I was just like, oh, I was frustrated with myself. So yes, we spent hours, we spent days over the arrangement of Done, hours recording it. That was a one-take wonder. And it is the one part of the song that everybody mentions.
Yeah, everyone loves it, so I think we're going to start a grunting contest online to see who has the best
That would have been
grunts.
perfect with a fan party.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna add that last-minute addition to the lineup. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you for your patience. We appreciate you being here. If you would like to depart the room now, you can shoot some B-roll downstairs in the fan club. Please remember that the party is for the fans, and please be respectful of that.
But go grab a cupcake, y'all. They're
Yes.
so
Yeah.
good. Thank you
Yeah.
for being here.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you guys, appreciate it.